Hello everyone, Sheila back again with another rant. The same rant that I was on about the other day, the Google Adsense. But before I tell you anything about that, I'm just going to show you, because I have just been over the post office and I posted the 2 bags that I was doing for Dorothy, the little peg bag and the larger project bag. So I've done a little video just to show you before I packed it up, because once I pack it up and go with the post office, you can't see what I've done. And I wanted to get over the post office. It's only 3 o'clock now, and this was about an hour ago. I wanted to get over to the post office and then get back home so I can just sit and do what I want to do without worrying about anything that needed to be posted. And I had 1 or 2 patterns to post as well. So I'm going to stop this video just for a couple of minutes and show you how the bags turned out. Well, I finished both bags for Dorothy and I'm going to be walking over to the post office and send them off, but I'm going to show you them before I pack them up first. So that's 1 peg bag with a little loop to put on your washing line of the button there to fasten it, and that's the project bag. Hold it out right because it's all squashed and that. That's the project bag and the peg bag. And as you can see, when I did this one, the stitches around here, I doubled up on 6 of the stitches around there and around there, just to make the bag a little bit bigger. So it came out, as you can see, it goes slightly wider as it goes up to the top from the bottom. If you put the bottom down to show you the difference from the bottom, it is gone a little bit wider than what the bottom is. So that's made the bag a little bit bigger. So that's the 2 bags I'm going to be wrapping up in shortly. I was just showing you this before I packed them up so I would see them. You can see the different bottoms on them, one slightly bigger than the other. So that was just a little bit to my video, so I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to walk over to the post office now with these after I pack them up. So that's how the 2 bags turned out, and they're on their way to Dorothy now because I've just been over and posted them in the post office. And I must have made a mistake somewhere here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I've done too many knit stitches there. I'll have to take that out. I'll have to put that down because I'll make a mistake while I'm talking, because I'm so annoyed anyway. But I told you in my last rant, I'll take my phone off the charge thing when I'm talking to you, because there's things in my phone that I'll be reading to you. But I told you in the last rant I had on about the Google Adsense account now comes from, we are now paid from Ireland, Northern Ireland. Dublin, I think it is actually. Before that, it came from the United States, and I had no trouble at all. You just filled in a form thing when you were monetised. You had to fill some form thing in and to say that you had a tax treaty with the United States, that the UK has a tax treaty with the United States, so we didn't have to pay. And you figured that's all you'd have to do with Ireland, but it's not like that. I sent forms in when I checked on my AdSense account. I told you in the other video about the red flag thing coming up, that I had to fill some information that they wanted about my tax residency, that I was a UK citizen and that we have a tax treaty with Ireland. So I filled that in and I sent I googled it first because I wasn't sure what I had to send, and there's quite a lot of things, actually, people complaining about it, that they are not accepting most of the things that people are sending in as identification. And someone had put a thing in about he sent his national insurance card, a photo of that, and he said that was accepted, so I thought that's what I'll send. So this is the letters. I'll read the information I got from them. My first one, the Google payment. It says your tax residency tax info has changed. That means it's come, instead of the United States, it's being paid from Ireland. And it says your tax residency tax information has changed, so they want proof from me that I am a UK citizen and that I'm entitled to free, well, not free, but not to pay any tax to Ireland because I'm already paying it to the UK. So I sent that in, and I sent in a photo of my national insurance card, which had my national insurance number on and my full name, Mrs. Sheila May Smith. And I never heard nothing for quite some time, and then I got this, I think it was about a couple of hours later, I got this one. Your Ireland tax information has been accepted. The Ireland tax information that you added to your payment profile has been accepted and validated and is now active. And you can view your tax information at any time. So, oh, well, great. That was, I think, what I told you on the other video, thinking everything was okay. Next day, where is it? Here. Google Payments, additional tax residency tax info required. And it's additional, the same again, that's written at the top, and additional tax required. We were unable to verify the document that you submitted, so we need more information before we can accept your tax residency tax status. This may have happened because the document was either expired, which it wasn't, it's for the rest of my life, a type we don't accept, which must be what it is, or it was marked with a future issue date, there's no date on it, or from a country we don't accept documents from, or not issued from an accepted source, unable to be verified for authenticity, and your document isn't a supported form of identification, which it isn't, actually tells you on the card itself. To make sure that your profile is up to date and you're able to claim any tax exemptions that you might be eligible for, submit a current and accepted type of document as soon as possible. We'll use the default applicable tax residency, so your tongue twister some of these, tax rules until your tax information has been accepted and validated. Submit a document. Google can't advise you on tax matters. For help with your tax situation, consult your tax advisor. I don't have a tax advisor. I fill in my own tax forms, my self-assessment for my self-employment on HMRC. I am not going to pay someone to do something I'm quite capable of doing myself. So anyway, I submit a document. I thought I'll send my driving licence in. It's got my full name and address on. And it's valid for at least for another year. I have to renew it every 3 years. And as I'm 78 on the 21st of April, actually. But next year, I'm going to have to renew it again. So it's still got a year's thing on it. So I sent in that. Gets another one this morning. Additional tax residency tax information required. We were unable to verify the document that you submitted, so we need more information before we can accept your tax residency tax status. This may have happened because the document was what I told you all the things before. And then it says again, they'll use the default applicable tax residency tax rules, which is about 30%. Submit a document. I think, well, what on earth? So I started Googling it again, and a lot of people had said they had sent their passport, and I thought, well, they are used for identification in this country. I go to Western Union. One lady pays me through Western Union because she's in the United States. And I use my passport for identification for that to get that money. So I thought, oh, well, that. But quite a few people put in that they had sent in their passports. That wasn't accepted either. What on earth do they want? So, where is it? I have a form that was sent to me, a government form. This is a government form. This is when we got our pension rises. You know, this was dated only, I never noticed at the time, this was dated on the 9th of March. That was when they told me how much pension, extra pension I was getting and all the rest of it. And I thought, well, it's a government document. It should tell them that I'm getting my pension in this country and that I wouldn't be getting the amount of pension I'm getting in this country if I wasn't living in this country. And it's got all these things on the pension service, mail handling site in Wolverhampton and telephone numbers and my national insurance reference number. But then I noticed about the 9th of March, they might not accept that because 9th of March is past and gone. But I sent that in and I'm waiting to hear from that. But I started doing more Googling on it. And some people thought that they could send in a form from HMRC, who we pay our tax. You know, I pay I have my tax things to fill in for the last tax year that's just ended. And I've only just made it without paying any tax, a very small amount left. So I know for a fact I'm going to be paying tax next year, but I've just managed to do it without paying any tax this year. So I put in my, what's called the UTR number thing for to get onto the HMRC to find this form for the tax residency thing that you need if you're claiming tax from, you know, the tax treaty from any other country that has a tax treaty, which is United States and Ireland. So I went through the whole forms and a lot of people had said that that wasn't accepted either. And I thought, well, that's our tax thing. The HMRC gives us this. Until I started reading this form, and it gives you all, you have to put all the information, all your information down, and why you want this form sent. It's a certificate they'll send to you. Why you want this certificate, and if you're claiming from another country that has a tax treaty and all that. But the date they ask is only from today's date backwards. They don't go forwards, and that is why Ireland won't accept it, because it doesn't prove that you're still a UK citizen after today's date. So what on earth they want, I do not know, because a lot of other people have said they've sent in bank statements, telephone bills, all sorts of bills that has their name thing and everything, and it's not accepted. The only thing I can think of is Ireland does not want to give us this tax treaty. They want tax off us no matter what. So I know I'm going to have a lot of trouble with this if they don't accept what I've just sent in. I don't know what else I'm going to. I'm going to have to pay to see a tax advisor to find out what I'm supposed to send in to them, because all the help, I've checked on the help things and everything, and they do not tell you anything at all. They just give you all the same information that's here, but they don't tell you what they will accept as proof that you're a UK citizen, that you are living in this country and not working or going somewhere else. And I'm looking at, from my Google AdSense, all my earnings from YouTube go into my Google AdSense. I do have £515 to pick up this month. This is what I made last month. Our month starts on the 3rd of every month because it's a couple of days behind. Whatever we've made, it takes a couple of days for it to get into our, so we know what we've made. So the month starts on the 3rd, and we are paid on between the 21st and the 26th of the month. That's for the last month. And my last month earnings were £515. And I know for a fact that if they're going to take this tax, if this thing isn't sorted out by the time that money's due to come, they are going to take about £150 off me. And I use that money. I don't really get anything out of YouTube, because before I started on YouTube, I used to get help from the government. I had my rent paid, I had my council tax paid, and at the moment that's amounting to not much short of £600. And whatever I earn on YouTube goes to pay my rent, and some of it don't always get enough to pay my rent. It comes out of other things, like my earnings I get from things I've sold and that. It comes out of that. If I wasn't on YouTube, I would get that. I would get my rent paid, I'd get my council tax paid, and I would get pension credit, which I used to get too. But because I'm self-employed and I am an honest person, I contacted our local council who deals with all these things and told them about how much I was earning from YouTube, and that I was self-employed now and I was filling my tax things in, so the pension credit stopped too. So that was only about £27 or something a week, I think it was, because I am an older pensioner and we get paid less than the younger pensioners. It's about £50 difference actually. So we get pension credit to make up that difference, unless we've got a certain amount in the bank, over a certain amount. If we've got over this amount, we can't claim this pension credit. So anyway, I was getting all this before I started on YouTube, and I don't get any of that now. So my rent and my council tax comes out of what I earn off YouTube and what I earn, what I sell and that. So I maybe have a little bit left from my own pocket to pay for my bingo on a Thursday night. Unless I win on a Thursday night and I have that extra money that I just put away to pay for those things. But I do have to pay my own rent and everything now. And if this island thing doesn't get sorted out and they're going to take that much money off me every month, I am not going to have enough to pay my rent and my council tax. So the only thing I can do because of that is turn off the monetization on my channels. Spend some of the money I have in my bank to bring it down to whatever level it is, and then get my rent paid by my government again, my rent and my council tax. And that means I will probably not be doing as many videos either, because I'm not going to do all these videos and not get anything out of it. I don't just do it to get what I can out of it. I do enjoy doing these videos for people. I like to tell people, about all the things I do and what I'm doing. And but it's just so annoying that I can't get something sorted. So I'm just waiting to find out whether accepting this form of identification it is, more or less. If not, I'm going to have to pay to go and see some tax advisor to see if they can give me some information that I have to do to get this sorted. So, rant over. I seem to be forever ranting on YouTube. I better check my emails just in case one's come through, because no, it hasn't come through. It took that one I just told you about was from yesterday, but it didn't come through till today to tell me that it wasn't accepted. Not right. That's how much I've got done of this, a little bit. So I am doing what I can of this, and I haven't put my wool. I'll have to put that underneath the wool, that's it. So it goes over the top. Oh no, I had made a mistake, hadn't I? I'd forgot that. I'll have to take that back while I'm talking. It's only a few stitches, I haven't gone too far. I've knitted 4 stitches instead of 3, because it's knit 3 and purled 3. So anyway, like I've said, that's how much I've done, how much I've gotten, how far I've got with that. I'll be doing a little bit more of that. It's like I say, it's after 3 now. I'll be doing until about 5 o'clock, and that's when I get my tea sorted out, and then my own I did a little bit more last night. I didn't do a lot last night. I only spent about an hour on my own, but I'm nearly up to the armholes. I think I have about another 10 rows to do. I think I had 30 rows to do last night, so I must have done about 20 rows last night, so I'm nearly up to the armholes on that one. And I actually did a little bit of this one. If I get it out the bag, it's stuck on there. A little bit more of that one, so I thought I'll do a little bit of that one as well. So I did spend about another hour. I spent about an hour on this and about an hour on my own cardigan. It might have been more than an hour on my own, but I wanted to get a little bit more of this done because I will probably be sending this to the United States to Jaggery when I send the blankets to her. I'm waiting for her to sort out. Daggery's a lady that pays me through Western Union, so I'm waiting for her to get that sorted out to send me, because it costs a lot of money to send anything. I know that the parcel I'm going to send with the blankets in and anything else I put in is going to cost around about £35 to send to the United States. So I'm just waiting for Daggery to sort that out for me, and that she did want some more. I'll try and get what I can done with the little cardigan she wanted before I send it, so it's all in one parcel. Because it's very costly to send to the United States, especially if there's tracking on. I think there are cheaper forms, but you do really need to have things tracking when you're sending it abroad to make sure that if it ever got lost, you'd have the tracking to find it. And I have to go back to 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's not many stitches to go back, about another 4 stitches, and I'll be onto the proper stitch for this. That's what happens when you talk and you're knitting, not watching your knitting. So that's my little bit for today. So I'm going to do what I can of this and till it's time for my tea. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch up with another rant sometime. So bye for now.